again, y'all. Another video. We talking about narcissists and the growing dysfunctionality of people in general. I want to get into this video and make this video in regards to not only are we starting to see or hear the word narcissism tossed around more frequently now, but we got to be in part. We got to make it a point not to get too caught up in the whole misuse of the name of narcissism, of MPD at least. Um, it is a serious mental disorder, uh, and it's not to be passed around like a cuss word or some sort of thing like that, or something to you know um, be vulgar to someone. But I want to speak about the in terms of what we're dealing with today in society, more and more frequently, more and more common, is just the fact of um, just how dysfunctional a lot of people are. You know, even if we throw out the narcissistic personality disorder, there's still a lot of dysfunctional behavior that lies within many people, that can cause just as much of a problem as uh, the singular disorder of narcissistic personality disorder. And what I mean by that is, um, you have situations, instances where people aren't really following suit with the social norms now, and they tend not to be a social norm anymore whatsoever. So it's kind of like a free for all. Everyone does what they want to do, and there's no real the gauge of normality is starting to kind of slip away. And that's why we have so many different looks and uh, representations of how things should be from how things shouldn't be. And more commonly today, you're starting to see a lot of individuals that seem to be disordered, right? They can appear to be disordered. And again, I'm not speaking specifically just in line with narcissistic personality disorder, but there are many other disorders that are out there too as well. And again, like I said, they're just as they may not be to the extreme as NPD, but they're just as um, I guess you can say uh, disruptive or um, problematic as the narcissistic personality disorder. So, giving further attention to it, we have to be and bear in mind that, part of the world that we live in today breeds a lot of disordered type individuals who don't have the proper balance or guideline or gauge to um, you know keep themselves within the social norm or to assimilate into society uh, correctly enough to be deemed a normal individual. We're getting out of that further by there's a trend to be rebellious now. There's a trend to being um, disruptive and a renegade. That kind of seems to be embraced by many societies now, which it's actually, it actually breeds the chaotic type of unruliness that we're starting to see more and more of within societies. And now we have to kind of start looking a little bit beyond just MPD and looking at dysfunctionality as a whole. Um, I mean, just the way things are going, you can, you can meet someone who, they may not have MPD, but there's a lot of other factors in there that makes them dysfunctional. It's going to cause issues one way or the other. So the main thing is to, find that ground. It's a certain type of um, understanding and balance within an individual, and the ability to be able to relate to others unselfishly, unbiased, also to find common ground so that we could better get along and understand each other to, have more peace, you know. Um, of course, some of these disorders are, you know, they're non curable, but, you know, some dysfunctionalities can be corrected. It's just because you're dysfunctional doesn't mean that you have a full-fledged disorder. But, you know, I think in close relationship, dysfunctionality is, can be very close to um, very close to a disorder in comparison, depending on how severe the dysfunctionality is of the individual. So, just wanted to kind of shed some light on that, something to think about, whether or not someone may be borderline or narcissistic. There still lies within there that someone can just be dysfunctional, extremely dysfunctional. And again, it's going to cause issues, it's going to cause problems. So, maybe I'll do another video on, some solutions or just some thoughts to pass around. But till then, till next time, thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're in LA or you're wanting to attend the lecture um, for the Out of Sight from Narcissist tour, which will be happening this weekend coming in LA, and then midweek in Phoenix. I'll update on the other locations depending on the turnout. We still need to get those turnouts up for LA and Phoenix, but so far so good. We're good to go. Make sure you go and click the link to go get your tickets. I'll leave them in the description box where you can just click the ticket. I will click the link and it'll take you directly to where you can get your ticket. And I'll see many of you there. Until next time, guys, have a good one. We'll talk soon. Bye now.